video is for the Balancing Your Checkbook activity or the Checkbook Challenge. So we're going to start, we're going to work through about, I think we're going to work through day 12. That's what we're going to try to get through, okay? All right, so the beginning balance in your checkbook is $316.50. They've filled that in for you, okay? And it's done by day. All right, so day 1, we did it, okay? So day 2, you buy 4 CDs at a cost of $11.75 each at Better Buys, add 5% tax, and we're writing a check. Okay. All right, so if I buy 4 CDs at $11.75 each, how much do I spend? Or how do I figure it out?
3 times it by 4.
Okay. Now, so it's $47 for the CDs. How do I do the tax?
Shoot it, the tax.
Yep, the tax is 5%. Okay, so yeah, times 0.05. Times 0.05. That is just the amount of tax. So how do I figure out the total? Yep, so I would do, here's the cost of the CDs. This is the tax. So plus 47. All right, so $49.35 is what I'm going to spend. Okay? So on this, it is a debit. It's $49.35. And I'm doing it Better Buys. So that's what I would write here, Better Buys. To figure out my balance, if it's a debit, I do the balance minus this. So I would do, let's see, $316.50 minus $49.35 is $267.15. You're going to do that for each line.
And do you plus on the credit?
If it's a credit, you plus.
267.
That's if you get money, right?
Yes, we'll look at a credit. Now, we're not done with this transaction yet. See where it says check? I have to write a check for this. You don't write checks a lot anymore, but occasionally you need one. You need like a cashier's check or something like that. A cashier's check is certified money.
Yeah.
It's the bank telling a person, legit, they have this amount of money. This is worth this amount of money. It's safer than carrying cash around. So like say you're going to go buy a car off of somebody for $4,000 or $5,000. You don't want to walk around with $4 or $5 grand in your pocket in cash. You can get a cashier's check and it's the same as handing them that cash.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I want that money. I want to take
Rob.
some flicks.
Until somebody comes and punches you in the face. Okay.
I have a lot of nice pictures.
All right, so let's write a check for this. So normally the check numbers are already printed. This is going to be check number 1. I don't care about the check numbers. You do always need to put the date. And you always need to check the date of checks that are given to you. So today is April 27th. So I'm going to do April 27th, 2023. The reason you need to check them, if I had wrote 2024 on there, you can take this to my bank all you want. They're not going to cash it till next year. Whatever that date says is when the money's available. So you'll hear about people post-dating checks. That's a dangerous game too. So say I post-dated a check for next Friday, May 5th.
What's it called?
What you said,
Bouncing.
22 or
23.
What does that mean? You all have the money?
Bounce,
and then you
yes.
get it out? You gotta jump for that, don't you?
You can.
Yeah.
If you deposit a check that bounces, you get charged money too.
What?
So like our little farm store, if somebody writes me a bounce check, I get a charge back too. So I don't accept checks because it's not worth it anymore to have to pay those fees. But like if you bounce a check in your account,
Yeah.
if you have overdraft, so I have overdraft protection, the bank will pay it. It's not going to bounce. But they're going to charge me $30 every time I bounce a check. $30 every time I bounce a check. Then at the end of the month, I get charged another $30 for using my overdraft protection. So if I cut somebody a check for $20 and it bounces, I end up having to pay the bank another $60 of worthless money.
Is it illegal to, if someone leaves a check blank, to fill in whatever amount? It's not illegal?
You don't ever leave a check blank, though. All right, let's finish this up.
You ever seen the movie Blank Check?
I have. Who you're paying this to? We're paying this to Better Buys. And the check is for $49.35. So on a check, you always write it twice, in numerical form and in words. So $49.35. We would write $49. And then you can write the word and. I use an ampersand. And 35 over 100 is how you write the cents. You write it like a fraction. And then my dad always taught me that you mark through the rest of the line.
That's what mine.
Yeah.
Mom does.
Mark through the rest of it.
What does that do?
So you can't.
So nobody else can change it. It signifies that you're done writing and nothing else should be after that line. So from working in a bank, I'll tell you this. If these are different, we go off of what this says. What the word says. So my mother-in-law wrote me a check for $120, was paying me back for something that I'd bought. And she wrote 120 here, but she wrote 102 here, just not thinking. And $102 was all the bank would give me. So whatever the words say, that's the amount they give you if they don't match up. Okay? You can write yourself a memo. If I write a check, so you guys know, if you've ever come to me with a fundraiser, I usually cut you a check for fundraiser stuff. Because I have an account that is just for buying things off of you guys. It doesn't come out of my, like, what I got to spend on bills kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I write a memo because that check's not going to clear my bank for a month. And I'm going to forget what I wrote it for. So the memo is just for you to write. I bought CDs. And then you always sign your checks.
If you
In
don't sign it,
cursive.
they won't cash it, right?
Huh?
If you don't sign it, they won't cash
They
it.
will not cash it. And your signature has to match your signature card at the bank. My bank has 4 signature cards for me because I sign checks in 4 different ways. And what you do, literally, again, working at a bank, when I cash a check for somebody, their signature card would pop up on my screen, and you hold the check up to the screen and make sure the signature matches.
Does it have to be like completely perfect or
No.
it's just gotta have the same?
But all my J's are written like this. So if somebody would come in with a J, written like this, they would know it's not me because all of my J's are written this way. All right, so that's how you write a check. And that's pretty much the entirety of this
What about
activity.
Can we do a credit one?
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
Oh.
All right, you buy lunch at Burger Chef for $5.65. You spend cash. So that's easy. Now, again, it says day 2, so it's easy to line it up here. So we did the first day 2. Here's the second day 2. So we went to Burger Chef. We spent $5.65. And then I have to do the balance. So $267.15 minus $5.65.
So whenever we buy food, the tax is already with it?
It'll tell you if you need to add tax or not.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, day 5. Let's see here. Day 5, you babysit the Smith kids for 7 hours. The Smiths pay you $4.15 per hour. So how'd you do that?
Just did the 7 hours times 4.15.
So I made $29.05. So that's a credit.
Yeah,
All right.
That's kind of cheap. Wait, what do you put for the?
So I babysit.
Smith?
Is it Smith Kids? Yeah. Smith Kids, however you want to put it. Okay, so we did day 5. Day 6, you buy 9 gumballs at the candy corner for 35 cents each.
Do we have to put our balance on this?
Oh, yeah, we do. So we would add that one. So $261.50 plus $29.05. $290.55. Thank you. All right, if I buy 9 gumballs at 35 cents each, how do I figure up?
35 35 times 9. 0.35 times 9.
Times 9. So I spent $3.15 and it was cash. So this is day 6 at Candy Corner.
What's your balance?
It's probably having a hard time picking me up over there.
What's your balance? 287.
So 290.55 plus 315. 293.70.
Why did you add it? Yeah, it's
Subtract it. Thank you. Thank you. 287.40. Is that what you got?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. See, it's not that hard. I'm not asking a lot out of y'all. All right. Your parents pay you $10 for keeping your room clean. So if they're paying you,
I wish.
it's a credit. So I'm going to say clean room. Oops. And then we add it. So this one's easy to do. 297.40. Okay. You run your bike into a curb and wreck the front wheel and rim. Repairs at Kent's Bike Shop. Okay. So here's where these do get a little complicated. So the repairs cost you $13.25 for labor and $22.35 for parts. Add 5% tax only to the parts. So the parts were $22.35. So 5% as a decimal is 0.05. You move the decimal 1, 2. So you would multiply that to get your tax. So 22.35 times 0.05. Now, money.
I have a question.
How many numbers after the decimal if it's money?
Wait, how do you know to move the decimal?
Because that's how you change a percent into a decimal.
That's the point.
Mm-hmm. What would this be in money?
$1.11.
Nope.
12.
You got to round it. 0.117. That 7 says go up. So be really, really careful with your rounding. If you're off by a penny, it throws the whole thing off. So this was the labor. This was the parts. This was the tax. So I'm going to add all of that up. So $36.72 is what I spent
Here's the check.
at Kent's Bike Shop. So 30, what was it? 32, 36, 72. Make that a little bit neater.
Was it Kent's Bike Shop?
Mm-hmm.
Which is 260.
36. So this was Kent's Bike Shop.
This is check 2 right here.
And this will be check number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do my balance really quick. So 297.40 minus 36.72 is 260.68. Okay. So check number 2. Date's the same. Again, I'm not worried about the date and everything. There's no whatever date it is. This is Kent's Bike Shop.
Is there ever a check number? Oh, check number 1, 2, or anything.
And then it's 36.72. All right, so 36. Now you'll notice that it says dollars down here. Some people just write 36 and 72 over 100 again. I'm just going, my dad always taught me to write the word dollars so the bank knew where the dollars stopped and the cents the change started. And 72 over 100. This was for bike repair. And then I signed my check. Okay.
What was the... Oh, signature.
Need that? Okay. So day 12. Another check. You buy a new pair of basketball shoes at the sneaker locker that cost $64.85. add 10% tax. All right, so to get my tax, so it's 5% tax. So I would do 64.85 times 0.05. So what's my tax? $3.24. It wouldn't round. So that's what I add up. And I get 68.09. All right, so 68.09. This is going to Sneaker Locker. And then my balance is 260.68 minus 68.09. 192.59. And then it's a check too. You'll notice the line right underneath there, the balance is already filled in. That's like a checkpoint. So when we do the next one, if this isn't the balance we get, we know we've messed up somewhere above. So you do need to check it periodically, because if you mess up, it messes everything up underneath it.
This is going to be a credit.
Okay, but wait, we got to write a check for this. So this is check number 3. We're writing it to Sneaker Locker. All right, $68 and 9 cents for shoes, and then sign it. Okay, last one I'm going to do with you, just because I want you to see how the checkpoint works. You rake leaves for Mr. Ertl for 5 hours. He pays you $5.75 per hour.
How many hours did you work?
5.
28.75.
So $28.75. All right. And then so $192.59 plus $28.75, and it matches. So I know I'm good here. Everything above that point is good. So this was rake leaves. I'm going to write who it was for, too. It's always good to know who pays you money. Mr. Ertl. Okay. All right. When you get down to the bottom of this, I will check anywhere along the way that you want me to check. Okay? So if you're worried about getting wonky somewhere. You're going to add all of your debits. So you're going to add all of these. You're going to add all of your credits. This is not, I don't think this counts as a credit. I'll let you know, though, because that's your beginning balance. So I'm going to say from here, all your credits goes here.
Well, that's probably someone put $316.50 in his account.
But it's not. It's your beginning balance. So technically, it's not a deposit of that much money. It's just what's carried over from last month. They don't redeposit it in a new account. And then right here, the final balance from day 29. So whatever you get on this line, you write here. If you flip it over, oh, I didn't run the questions. There's another page that goes with this. There's questions that you have to answer about. How much did you get paid? How many total debits did you have? I will get that run. I apologize that it's not in there. But if you're not done with this week's assignment, do that. If you're done and you want to get started on this, again, this won't be due until next week sometime.
Which one is this week?